Right now on Good Morning America First Look, Savannah Guthrie pleading for her mother's safe return.
We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive.
The Today Show anchor's new statement on the alleged ransom notes and her message to the potential kidnappers as the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie enters day 5. The director of the FBI now heading to Arizona. What the sheriff is saying about the case. Hundreds of federal agents withdrawing from Minnesota, what President Trump is now acknowledging about the immigration crackdown, plus how he's clarifying his controversial comments, pushing for a federal takeover of elections. Bill Gates now responding to questions about his ties to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the potential new subpoena threat from Congress. A boy and his mother speak out, warning about a popular trend on social media that left him with serious burns. A sign of the times, a major pizza chain with a big announcement. And a popular orange juice brand announces the end of an era. A discussion about the cost of living
reclaiming my time
descends into chaos on Capitol Hill. And the woman seen with her boss in that infamous kiss cam video at a Coldplay concert is on a new mission.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah Batam. I'm Rena Roy, in for Sophie. We begin with that new video in the search for the mother of Today's Show host, Savannah Guthrie. She and her family now appealing to the potential kidnappers, demanding proof that Nancy Guthrie is alive. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
This morning, an emotional plea from Savannah Guthrie and her family.
We want to thank all of you for the prayers for our beloved mom, Nancy. We feel them.
Via social media, the Today Show host pleading for the safe return of her mother, Nancy, who police say was taken from her Tucson home. She was last seen around 9:45 Saturday night.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive.
Guthrie also addressing the unverified ransom letters sent to media outlets, asking to speak with whomever took her mother.
We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are doing everything that we can. We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen. Please reach out to us.
Anyone can send in a ransom note. So there are going to be certain indicators that they're going to look for within the notes to show that there's something maybe in there that only the hostage or the kidnapper would know about. They're also going to be looking at it for possible ways for them to communicate with the hostage takers.
FBI Director Kash Patel is expected to travel to Arizona as more agents are assigned to the investigation. President Trump says he spoke with Guthrie, saying, "I am directing all federal law enforcement to be at the family's and local law enforcement's complete disposal immediately." Law enforcement returning to the scene late yesterday with a search dog. The sheriff's office saying they have no suspects, insisting all possible leads are being examined, including reports of a possible trespasser near that area last month. The community holding a prayer vigil last night for the beloved 84-year-old.
Bring her swiftly to safety and to those whom she loves.
It's a race against time to find Nancy. NBC reports her pacemaker disconnected from its monitoring app early Sunday.
It gets more and more dangerous each day, is the fact that they synced the pacemaker with the watch and phone, and it is separated from her at 2 o'clock in the morning. So now we have a more definite time.
Nancy's family hoping she will hear their messages.
Mama, if you're listening, we need you to come home. We miss you. You are a strong woman. You are God's precious daughter, Nancy. We believe and know that even in this valley, He is with you. Everyone is looking for you, Mommy, everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again.
Among the additional FBI agents heading to Arizona will be a task force of experts skilled in hostage negotiation and technology. The sheriff's office will hold a news conference later today. Hannah, Rena.
All right, Andrea, we are hoping for a safe return. Thank you. A developing story from Flagstaff, Arizona. Authorities are investigating an officer-involved shooting and a police helicopter crash. Officials say the suspect in that shootout is in custody, but they did not confirm any potential casualties on the helicopter. We'll bring you more details as we get them. The other big story this morning, the Trump administration is withdrawing some federal agents from Minnesota. President Trump now acknowledging the immigration crackdown could use a, quote, softer touch. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details. Nicole, good morning.
Hannah, good morning to you. Despite that drawdown being announced, school districts in Minnesota are now suing, trying to stop immigration enforcement outside of schools. And local officials say they won't believe there's a federal drawdown until they see it. This morning, President Trump is explaining the withdrawal of 700 federal immigration agents from Minnesota, saying this to NBC.
Maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch, but you still have to be tough. These are criminals. We're dealing with really hard criminals.
The president saying he personally ordered the withdrawal, which still leaves about 2,000 federal officers in the state.
This is smart law enforcement, not less law enforcement.
Trump's border czar Tom Homan says the drawdown is the result of new cooperation between county officials and federal officials. But the mayor of Minneapolis is skeptical.
They have talked about the conduct dramatically changing. I will believe it when I see it. They have talked about a drawdown of federal agents. I will believe it when I see it.
It follows weeks of protest and the fatal shootings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy by federal agents.
I'm not happy with the two incidents. It's not, it's both of them. Not one or the other. He was not an angel, and she was not an angel.
The administration is claiming overall success, saying more than 4,000 dangerous criminal illegal aliens have now been arrested in Minnesota. But its tactics are facing new scrutiny after a government attorney's shocking statements to a judge. She was called to testify about why the government has been non-responsive to judicial orders regarding people in ICE detention. The attorney for Homeland Security then told the judge, quote, "What do you want me to do? The system sucks. This job sucks." Going on to say, "I wish you would just hold me in contempt, Your Honor, so that I can have a full 24 hours of sleep." The attorney has now been reassigned. President Trump is also clarifying his controversial comments this week about election security, saying he wants to nationalize elections, even though the Constitution gives states the power to run elections, not the federal government.
There are some areas in our country that are extremely corrupt. They have very corrupt elections. Take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Philadelphia. Take a look at Atlanta. There are some areas that are unbelievably corrupt.
The president not providing evidence of corruption, but saying he's in favor of federal controls in those areas, cities with mostly Democratic voters. Extensive research and court cases have shown voter fraud is exceedingly rare, but Trump ally Steve Bannon is calling for Trump to deploy ICE agents and troops to polling sites.
We're going to have ICE surround the polls come November. We're not going to sit here and allow you to steal the country again.
And as for the immigration crackdown, Trump says he has 5 more cities in mind for new operations, but he would not name them. Rena.
All right, Nicole, thank you. House Republicans say they're considering a subpoena for Bill Gates to testify about his ties to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Microsoft founder claims he never took part in any inappropriate behavior. He says his relationship with Epstein was tied to fundraising for health programs.
I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the prominent Wall Street law firm Paul Weiss has stepped down. Brad Karp appeared hundreds of times in the Epstein files. The Washington Post is laying off 1/3 of its staff. The Jeff Bezos-owned newspaper says it needs to reinvent itself in this changing media landscape. The job cuts include more than 300 people in the newsroom. New images showing the extreme cold in the deep south in recent days. These so-called cloud streaks form when cold, dry air flows over relatively warmer water. And speaking of warmer, look out below. A witness captured the snow sliding off the roof of this church in Arkansas, coming down in 2 rounds. Thankfully,
No one was under it.
And on that note, time now for your Thursday forecast.
Good morning. Mild across the western two-thirds of the country. A few snow showers in the Great Lakes. We're watching the slippery conditions across parts of the Carolinas and into parts of southern Virginia. Winter weather advisory till late morning for some freezing rain. Then by later tonight and tomorrow, it's snow showers and then some snow squalls moving from the Great Lakes into the Northeast. It's an outbreak of Arctic air into the weekend. We'll have sub-zero wind chills in the interior Northeast by Saturday morning. Overspreads the rest of the Northeast into Sunday. Maybe a slight warm-up into early next week. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, the well-known pizza chain closing hundreds of locations.
But first, the little boy with a big warning about a popular trend on social media that left him with serious burns.
And later, a jellyfish the size of a bus. We're back with a giant fireball erupting into the sky near a train station in Russia, about 6 hours from Moscow. Freight cars carrying fuel derailed and caught fire, igniting the explosion and raising concern about possible sabotage.
We turn now to a little boy with a big warning about a popular trend on social media.
This morning, 9-year-old Caleb is on the mend, 2 weeks after he suffered third-degree burns.
He was crying and it's just yelling, "It burns, it burns."
Caleb had taken a sensory toy called a Nido cube and placed it in the microwave. The cube burst and the thick gel inside the squishy toy, now scalding hot, stuck to his face.
The right side of his face was kind of melting off.
Caleb was following a popular trend on social media. The goal is to make the toy more pliable. His mom says he didn't see it online, but heard about it from a friend.
My friend did it before, but she put it in for, she didn't get hurt.
These people don't know the repercussions of what these challenges and goofy trends can do to kids.
The Illinois hospital that treated Caleb says he's the 4th case they've seen this year involving Nido cubes. Last March, a 7-year-old girl ended up in a medically induced coma after she also put a Nido cube in the microwave. The company then added a warning to the toy and said it partnered with social media companies such as TikTok to remove influential content containing Nido product misuse. As for Caleb, he now has a message for other kids.
Never copy what I did or copy other kids, what they do.
And he says he'll be telling his friends not to copy anything on social media without asking an adult first.
Glad to see he's doing better. 250 Pizza Hut locations are expected to close in the coming weeks. Pizza Hut's parent company has not provided the locations, but says they're underperforming. About 20,000 Pizza Huts will remain open worldwide. Meanwhile, a change at breakfast. After 8 years on the market, Minute Maid will no longer sell frozen orange juice. Companies saying it will focus on fresh juices that customers prefer.
Coming up, are tariffs causing prices to rise at the supermarket? The fiery hearing on Capitol Hill.
Also ahead, the punishment for the NBA player who attacked a mascot.
Singer Lamont McLemore has died. He was a founding member of the Fifth Dimension, whose hits included Up, Up, and Away and Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. McLemore was 90 years old.
Can you shut him up? That was one of the questions during a contentious hearing on Capitol Hill. The subject was the cost of living, tariffs, and grocery prices. But things quickly descended into chaos.
Reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time.
House Democrats clashing with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent in a tense hearing on the state of the economy. Congresswoman Maxine Waters arguing the administration's tariffs have led to inflation, raising prices on everything from coffee and bananas to the cost of a new home.
Will you be the voice of reason in the administration and urge Trump to stop waging a war on American consumers and on housing or affordability and putting the economy at risk? Yes or no? You don't have to explain.
Representative Waters,
will you be the voice? Will you be the voice? Will you be the voice?
Bessent dismissing concerns that tariffs are fueling inflation.
I believe the ranking member does not understand the definition of generalized inflation versus one-time price increases.
He says tariffs on lumber and steel are not what's driving up housing costs, but rather an influx of undocumented immigrants that entered during the Biden administration.
10 and 20 million immigrants
Can you
took
shut
up the
him
housing stock of working Americans, and can you maintain some level of dignity?
Gentleman's time has expired.
Democrats also questioning Besant about an Abu Dhabi royals investment in the Trump family's cryptocurrency business, raising concern about a possible conflict of interest and calling for an investigation. But Besant did not commit to one.
Stop covering for the president. Stop being his flunky. Work for the American people.
Today, Secretary Besant takes questions from senators.
A player for the LA Lakers has been suspended one game for attacking a mascot. Jackson Hayes shoved the mascot for the Washington Wizards as he was running off the court last week. Hayes will serve his suspension tonight.
Coming up, the freshman student who made a big mistake on email.
Plus, the woman seen with her boss in that infamous kiss cam video at a Coldplay concert is on a new mission.
Time to check the pulse. We start with a new job for the HR executive at the center of a viral kiss cam moment.
Yeah, Kristen Cabot is stepping into the spotlight again after getting caught hugging her boss at a Coldplay concert last summer. She's going to be the keynote speaker at a crisis communications conference for PR professionals. She's expected to talk about her viral fame, the online attacks, and public shaming.
Tickets for the conference are $750.
Wow.
Next, if you've ever replied all to an email, you'll love this next story.
Yeah, a freshman at the University of Alabama replied to the entire university. Hector Gutierrez was trying to email a letter of recommendation, but he sent it to a listserv for the whole school. He's now famous on campus, even doing ads about it. Some accuse him of trying to promote his pet sitting business, but he says the email was a mistake. Next, some hero firefighters with an unusual assignment.
Yeah, rescuing a swan whose feet were frozen to the ice on this pond in Connecticut. The crew suited up in cold water gear and used ropes to reach that swan.
And the rescue took about 30 minutes.
No.
Next, researchers off the coast of Argentina have captured rare footage of a jellyfish.
Yeah, but it's not a regular jellyfish. This one can grow to be as long as a school bus. The phantom jellyfish was 800 feet below the surface. Its arms extend 30 feet. Whew. And finally, one sled dog racing away with an expensive toy.
A lot of reporters have been in Greenland lately, and one of them left behind their 360-degree camera. This dog found it, took off with it. That camera, by the way, is $700. The dog eventually crawled under a sled, and that is where the camera was found hours later.
The happiest mistake. Top headlines next.
Checking more top stories, Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie has released a video pleading for the safe return of her mother. She also addressed unverified ransom letters sent to the media. Guthrie is asking to speak with whomever took her mother, demanding proof that she is alive.
President Trump says he personally ordered the withdrawal of 700 immigration agents from Minnesota. He says immigration enforcement could use a, quote, softer touch.
A potential measles outbreak in Southwest Florida. At least 20 positive tests could be linked to Ave Maria University.
Several people have gotten sick at a potentially illegal biolab inside this Las Vegas home, which was also serving as an Airbnb. The owner, a Chinese national, is already in custody.
Today's weather, a slick morning commute in parts of North Carolina and Virginia, light snow near the Great Lakes, showers in Florida.
And finally, what's different this year at the Super Bowl?
Here's Danny New.
As the Bay Area prepares to host Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium this Sunday, we are getting some critical updates.
That's good right there. What I'm talking about right there.
First off, the food, as NFL stars DeAndre Swift and Zay Flowers can attest. We're learning more about the Bay Area-themed cuisine that will be served to the 65,000 plus in attendance. This includes a foot-long Chinatown dog, a 3.5-pound LX burger, and a batch of Dungeness crab potachos.
Local fresh Dungeness crab, white cheddar fondue, can't go wrong. Our take on an upscale Super Bowl-worthy nacho.
We also have a response to a conspiracy theory about how electric magnetic fields from a nearby electrical substation are somehow causing the 49ers' recent injury problems.
That may be
some of it, I don't know. I am very curious. I really am.
Even Niners star and Harvard grad Kyle Juszczyk told Front Office Sports he'd be interested to hear more about it. However, here is what leaders from the NFL Players Association had to say about the theory this week.
Experts pretty universally, publicly said that there's nothing to be concerned about. We, of course, are monitoring that.
Unless they had gold up here.
And we're also learning that Super Bowl 60 will be the final Super Bowl for 90-year-old Don Chrisman, who was one of the last 3 remaining members of the famous Never Miss a Super Bowl club.
Tom Brady, 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Well, for his final one, this New England native will get to see his beloved Patriots play in the Super Bowl for the 12th time. But how does he really feel about this being his last?
I think I'm ready, and I think I'm happy with it. I'm actually shocked we got this far.
Also, guys, not totally Super Bowl related, but Bluey and I were just discussing how there are now new changes to the annual Puppy Bowl for Sunday. It will now feature a halftime show with adoptable senior dogs as well, so not just puppies.
Potachos and doggos. That's a good Super Bowl Sunday.
That's your Good Morning America first look.
Have a great day.